This news update is brought to you by...
They ask us how we do it, how we outrun the world. They ask us, how does it feel to fly? How do we dive headfirst into the deep? And emerge victorious. They ask us if we're afraid, if we're nervous, or if we ever feel lonely, so far away from home. But the truth is, home is always right here with us. Get ready to witness the magic of the Olympic Games like never before.
It's Tuesday, August the 16th, 2016, and this is your Barbados Today Morning News Update. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. Topping the news at this hour. Today is Budget Day in Barbados, and the island's largest public sector trade union does not want the government to impose any new taxes on a workforce already struggling from the high cost of living and not benefiting from a salary increase in 7 years. A well-placed source close to the National Union of Public Workers tells Barbados Today that the union has told Minister of Finance Chris Sinclair its members can't afford any additional taxes when a delegation met with him recently in a pre-budget meeting. The source also said that rather than impose fresh taxes, the union would prefer a cutback. It's also understood that some public workers are now paying income tax for the first time. The NUPW source is suggesting that the best way in which to stimulate the economy is to put more money in people's pockets. A missing piece of critical information has forced a week's delay in the long-anticipated coroner's ruling in the hanging death of 12-year-old Shemar Weekes. But along with apparent disappointment at being unable to deliver her judgment yesterday, Coroner Manila Rene expressed serious concern about the lack of an information-sharing system between police and the emergency ambulance service that could save lives. Rene had promised that yesterday morning she would deliver her verdict in the circumstances surrounding the death of the former Coleridge and Parish Secondary School student who was found by his mother Julianne Weekes at their Friars Well Checker Hall St. Lucie home on May the 14th, 2015. But Rene is still awaiting details that she said would have an impact on her ruling. The case was adjourned until next Monday morning. Former Chief Justice Sir David Simmons has charged that there is a high level of corruption in Barbados, and it is high time Barbadians admit it in order to combat the problem. Appearing yesterday as a guest on the radio talk show Down to Brass Tacks on Starcom Network, Sir David did not cite specific examples, but he said the problem was not new. The former Attorney General under a Barbados Labour Party administration did not say how rife the problem was when he was in government. However, he was emphatic that Barbadians had swept it under the carpet for much too long and that the problem was worsening over time in both government and the private sectors. The circumstances surrounding the death of 69-year-old Leroy Grant, whose body was pulled from the coronage yesterday morning, are yet to be officially ascertained, but his daughter is worried he might have taken his own life. Just Sunday night, Janelle Cox Grant said she tried to offer encouragement to her father, who had said he was tired of taking multiple antibiotics for abdominal pain and was ready to give up on life. As she stood in his Greenfield St. Michael house yesterday morning, she told Barbados Today she could not dismiss the thought that the pain had perhaps driven him to finally kill himself.
And he had this note saying, sorry, he can't take it no more, something living in his head. And so when I saw the note, it alarmed me, and I started to walk around the house, and I was led to this bedroom, and there was a rope hanging from the ceiling, right? He obviously was trying to kill himself. This Benjamin, about 3 months ago, that's when I realized, you know what, this is more than I thought. And I told my mom, and she was saying it would have to be a hard blow for me to see that. But after I saw that, I left a note, and I said, I love you, Dad, please hang in there, don't do anything stupid, and that kind of thing. And This is the postman, yeah. And yeah. And then I broke down from then, and I realized that guy seriously tried to offer some help, but he was kind of stubborn. He would say he can go, and then he would be like, he give up, and then it ain't gonna work, and he don't feel nobody can help. He and nobody didn't care, but he would go through that process. And then they would say, all right, that baby got hanged there, but he would tell me, you don't know how I feel. I said, but I still can't tell you go and kill yourself. I can't, after seeing that, I can't encourage you to do these things. And as your daughter, it's not easy for me to hear you saying that this is what you want to do. You know what I see, because I was the person who saw it. So for a couple of weeks, it played on my brain what I saw. I used to cry a lot in my sleep, that kind of thing, because it would have the visual.
In sports now, the Caribbean last night took away the women's 400-meter championship from perennial winner the United States in the thriller at the Rio Olympics. Bahamas' Shawnee Miller ran the race of her life to beat one of the greatest female 400-meter athletes of all time, Allyson Felix of the U.S., in a dramatic finish that ended with Miller falling at the line. Meanwhile, Kenyan David Rudisha did the double in the 800-meter race to retain his Olympic title. The world record holder's run was described as sensational in light of his knee surgery.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Get your paper, get your paper. Only 225, 220. Who? For what? That's the Bear Stare News. I don't read about that from Barbados today since last night. That can't only can't do. 220. Who?
Barbados Today. News you can trust.
We're back with news from the region now. The murder toll in St. Lucia has risen to 19, 4 more than for the corresponding period last year. In the latest spate of homicides, a young man named Kimram Jameson succumbed to gunshot wounds inflicted during a drive-by shooting at Mont de Dawn Castries on Sunday night.
A 26-year-old man is the island's 19th homicide victim for 2016, while 2 others are nursing gunshot wounds. At about 8 p.m. Sunday, August 14th, police responded to reports of gunshots being fired in the Mont de Dawn area. Upon arrival on the scene, they noticed a blue Suzuki SUV, registration number PJ5429, parked on the roadside, riddled with bullet holes, 2 on the driver's side door, and another 3 to the SUV's rear.
They proceeded to Boapatat, where a number of spent shells were found on the road. We can confirm now that there were 3 occupants of that vehicle, and their names are Sebastian Edward, Rosamond Thomas, and Kimran Jameson, all of Sarot. They were transported to Victoria Hospital, where shortly thereafter, Kimran Jameson died from what we believe to be gunshot wounds.
And on the international scene, Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton has surged past the 270 electoral votes needed to be president of the United States of America. Now, that's according to the latest NBC News battleground map, which is showing the states in Clinton's column now add up to 288 electoral votes, which exceed the 270 needed to win the presidency. Republican Donald Trump, meanwhile, is at 174 electoral votes, and an additional 76 are up for grabs. Meanwhile, Vice President Joe Biden says Clinton knows what it is like to be the first woman president.
She understands what it means for these beautiful young girls, and I'm being serious now. These 3 beautiful little girls I'm looking at now. What it will mean to them when it's President Hillary Rodham Clinton. It will change their lives. It will change their lives. It will prove that my daughter and my granddaughters can do anything my sons and grandsons can do. That's what it will mean.
That's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper email updates and like us on Facebook. We are also on Izumi Media in bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.